Okay, we're going to show the video driving up Bon Carbo Canyon. What we call it is the name. It's actually 57.7 on the road sign. And I've got county maps I can share with you. I'll be showing the drive going up Bon Carbo Canyon here. So, and then it'll be added to different properties. So I'll give you pictures of the canyon as we drive up. And this pavement goes for, I don't know, about 8-9 miles. A long ways up the canyon, and the county keeps throwing more pavement down every couple of years. So that makes it real nice. That turn right there we just took, we took it at the town of Cokedale, Colorado. It's about 7 miles west on Highway 12 out of Trinidad, Colorado. We've come a few miles up Bon Carbo Canyon, County Road 57.7, and up here, after the pavement ends, there's an old post office. And the properties, you can go to different properties to the right and to the left. Today we'll be going to the left, right at the old post office. It's pretty driving up this canyon. You start to see the West Spanish Peak in the background, or in the foreground, or background. It looks about that big, maybe a little bit bigger. The video camera shows everything a little bit smaller. We're about to leave the pavement coming up Bon Carbo Canyon, County Road 57.7. There's the volunteer fire department firehouse. It's a good marker when you're driving up. And then right up here, we're going to stay left right after the pavement ends and go further up on, I believe it turns into County Road 30.1, and go up further into the hills here to look at properties along this road. And there's other ways you can get to these properties too. You don't have to come up this road, but this is basically, for most of them, this is the shortest way. So here's the old post office on the left. And we're just gonna keep going straight. Okay, we've come a little bit further up after taking a left at the post office, up County Road 30.1, I believe we're on now. And if you take a right there, that goes into a ranch called Spanish Highlands. We're not going to that one. This is a pretty shot right here. It's one of the best in the area when you're just driving around. Those are the Sangre de Cristo Mountains to the west. We're headed west right now, and they look again about that big. Okay, come around this little turn. We're still on 30.1. If you take a left right here, that'll take you back down to Highway 12. That's 53.5. And there's Spanish Highland tracks. They're 5 and 10 acre tracks on our left and on our right. And then we'll be getting into, well, Lagarita. No, we won't be getting into Lagarita on this road. This is all Spanish Highlands. County Road 30.1. After we come around this bend up here, we're going to come to the State Wildlife Area sign, or you can take a right and go up into there, or you can continue on County Road 30.1 and end up in Lagarita. That's 5 and 10 acre ranch subdivision. And you can work your way back down to Highway 12 down Sarcillo Canyon. Okay, come around this little turn here. We're coming to the State Wildlife sign. Okay, we came up Bon Carbo and we came around this turn. Roll my window down. We came around Trinidad's right down there, and here's the Spanish Peaks Wildlife sign. We're going on to County Road 43.5, and we're going to 35 acres. I'm redoing the filming on, as I went up the old road on the eastern side, and this place is really nice. You can do a water well on the western side. You can run it up the hill with drain back valves, and you'll have a real good chance of getting a water well from the western side. And there's also power on that western side, where it only takes 2-3 poles to bring power to the top on this property. And the views are just, this is one of the prettiest canyons anywhere in the county. The State Wildlife Area is only about 3 miles from this property further up this canyon, but that's about how big the western Spanish Peak looks, and the eastern Spanish Peak when you're driving up here. That's all wildlife area and stuff too. And this property is centrally located in the county, where you can get to Trinidad about 25 minutes, and basically any of the public lands or anything 25-30 minutes. And there's tons of animals in here, because that 2,400 acres of wildlife area is only about 3 miles further, a couple miles further up this canyon. But we're going to be taking a right to go to this 35 acres, and we're going to go up this is in Whispering Pines Ranch, and we're going to be going up the old road on the eastern side. And I had a rancher friend of mine take a look at that. And to clean that up and make it nice to drive up and down without road base, you're looking at about $3,000. But it's there, and there's a little cabin on top that has not been finished. Just a little shed cabin, and there's actually phone on top of the hill. It's crazy. And when I first did this property, all I did was fly my drone over it. I was trying to look for a road to come up off the western side, but there's no need to do that. And once you get up on top, there's a lot of usable ground, and you can see most all the views in the whole area. Especially if you go a little bit higher up, there's a big flat top area up there. Has a little bit of elevation change, but oops, it's mostly smooth, gentle. You go up to the second bench up there, and you're really going to get the views of Fisher's Peak, the Sangre de Cristos. And if you hike all the way to the northern boundary on this property up there, you're going to see everything, including those Spanish Peaks really well. And even from the little cabin spot, you can see the West Spanish Peak a little bit, and you can see the Sangre de Cristos to the west, and you can see Fisher's Peak if you trim some trees to the southeast. So I'm just going to show you the drive getting up to here. I've got the maps and everything made out to make it easy for someone to drive and take a look if you like. See this place right here? This is the Gordon Ranch. Nice people, and might even ask to buy a beef off of them once a year and put it in your freezer. I know other ranchers in the area that do that. So once you see this ranch, this valley, it's pretty. Okay, then we take a right. We're eventually here in about a mile. We're going to see Whispering Pines Ranch sign entrance. There are covenants, but there's no HOA or POA, no dues to be paid, and everyone does what they want on their land according to county regulations. It's a pretty valley, and this is a great valley. Like with this piece of land on the western side to drill a water well on. There's a spring pond here that Gordon catches water, and then there's another one up there. That's a great indicator of obviously water, and everything around here. A lot of people like to try to drill on top of these hills. Best thing to do is to have some valley and then drill in the bottom and then run a line up. My parents' line was a 1/4 mile long after we drilled a 900-foot dry hole. We have a sundial in that now. But anyway, yeah, there's a couple other water wells. You can look on the state water map, state Division of Water Resources for Colorado. And there's a couple other water wells already drilled down this valley. One that's a lot closer to the land up here. They went about 200 to 400 feet and got good, and they got good water wells. Okay, I'll show you some more of the drive here. We didn't come very far. I don't know if it was even a mile off from that ranch house I just showed you, Whispering Pines Ranch. As soon as you see that, we're going to take the first right. The property comes down on this western side too, but we're going to go first up the old road through the property to the cabin. It's very private up in here, so you can see at the turn. Here's this nice place. Now we're going to go, I guess, about a mile and then we'll be real close to. We're going to take a left, and then we're going to take a left on the road that goes up into the front. That's where we drove up from. This is a good marker. You see this barn here? And I still can't believe there's phone on top of this up here. So once you get to the end, right here, this Y, you just take a left. Don't go that way. Go this way. Shift gears. And there's gas wells in the area, so they maintain and plow these roads. So the subdivision got rid of the board and POA a long time ago, and then the gas wells came in. So you're going to have year-round access, 50-degree average winter temperatures up to this point right here. The temperatures still stay, but the road maintenance stops. So then we're going to go up this old road. This is what needs to be improved. I'll walk around on top a little bit, get up on to look at the views. You see it's ditched out a little bit, stuff. My rancher friend, he does it for about half of what everybody else does. He's been running dozers since he was 15 and heavy equipment and stuff. Gonna have to grab some dirt and get over some of these sandstone formations. Still driving up, take your time. Some big rocks. If you look at the topo map that I have, you can make trails all through this, and there's lots of animals in this area. There's just not a lot of people, and it's easily accessible, except for you gotta improve this. There's all my stuff. Yeah, you're gonna have to. Mike was talking about digging dirt. You're gonna have to cover these rocks. Everything around here is rock, so it's not like you're gonna get stuck in mud. It needs to be widened down a little bit too. I changed my recording mode, and hopefully the colors are catching what we need. The land's gentle, you know, it's not that bad. And the price is great. This road was improved for $3,000. Say about $79 for a list price. Possibly $75, definitely. Okay, we're getting on the top of the flat top, and I'll show you the maps and things. I'll be flying my drone over it, and hopefully I get my camera settings right on that. But there's phone when you first come in, and there's phone to this little cabin already, I think. I don't know. Okay, well now we're facing south. If you knock down some trees over here, you'd see Fisher's Peak. So let me get this oriented right. We're like this. North is this way. Spanish Peaks are back up over here, and I'll walk through here. You see how there's a lot of land up here you can do a lot more stuff on. And what they did the people, that old road comes in. We came in right down here. This is where we took a left back down here, and then we came up through the trees a little bit, and then we started on the old road right there, took a left, bounced our way up through here. Now we're sitting right here on this 7,600 foot ledge, and you see everything below it right here too and around. A lot of usable ground up here. And anyway, when we're looking this direction, I will take a little hike from the cabin that's behind me to the south, and I'll go up to this ridge right here. He busted in an old road going up there so you could use a four-wheeler or something and drive up and see all the views. Anyway, so you know where the cabin is located on the property. There's still, you can see the treetops still pretty level out there. That's nice. There's a man door on it. They started to insulate the inside. That's about all that's been done to it. It's on cinder block foundation. It's been here a while. Look at all these oak brushes sitting here growing up in front of it. Yeah, it's just got some shelves in there. You can see that. Better than the tent. So I'm gonna walk up through here towards this high point and try to find that old four-wheeler road he knocked in with a bulldozer up going up the top. But to the west, through the trees right here, I can see the Sangre Crystal Mountains going along there. And like I say, Fisher's Peak, oh, it's right there. Just knocked down some trees. That's over Trinidad, and it looks about, I can see it. My camera's gonna adjust. Anyway, that's Fisher's Peak. But you come up here, even right in this area, I can see the tops of the Sangres bounce along all through there. It's just a matter of getting a shot. Just walk underneath this tree. I think you can see them better right here. A little better. And the land, we're standing about right here, and then it drops down this western valley on this side. I'll drive down in there on the western side as I leave and show you what that looks like on the bottom. But I still got zoomed in, though. Nope. The Sangres, it's hazy today, but they look about like that when you're standing here. Let's go up the top. Cabin's right there. Very private in here. See this nice area. Plenty of room to do things on. Here's another fire ring. Yeah, so that hill right there is this right here. So most, you know, that part of the hill is all on the property. The western boundary line is going to cut across there, on the about back up there. Yeah, you can see the Sangres more and more as you're walking this direction. People tell me they like the videos, but I need to slow down on my turning and stuff, make people dizzy. Ooh. There's the West Spanish Peak. It's kind of nice too with the trees, because if you can see those mountains, that's about how big it looks when you're standing here. If you can see the mountains, then when we do have storms in the winter, you know, well, it's a little windy and stormy. Yeah, you can see all the way. You can see Taos Mountain in New Mexico. Sangre's a lot bigger now. Cabin's down there. Yeah, come up here and build something right here. Wow. So we hiked up this hill, and the elevation isn't bad. This is a good elevation for this area. That's Fisher's Peak over Trinidad. Looks about something like that. Now we're looking into New Mexico. Keep coming around. There's Taos Mountain, I call it. And then the Sangre de Cristos look about that big. It's really hazy today. Huge. Beautiful. And the Spanish Peaks are here, which is hard to see through the couple of trees, but there's one of them. Okay. Pretty neat. Come out over here. We can see over the land down the cabin really well, that flat spot right off the top of this hill. Cabin's right down there in those trees, but you can see how much level trees you have. And then you can see some grass down that valley right there. The western line runs along that boundary down there. And there's power, go along there, drill a water well, run it up the hill up here. Put drain back valves in it, so when you shut it off, it doesn't freeze in the winter, the water drains back down into your well. And about 3 to 4 poles of electricity come up here. Yeah, we just came from up there. Land goes this way quite a ways. We're about in the middle. So this gentle terrain goes that way quite a ways. We're right in the middle of it, where this cabin's at. Okay, next thing I'm gonna do is fly the drone over the property, and when I'm driving out, I'll just drive up the western side a little bit. There's a ton of sandstone formations on that side. Okay, we're coming back down from the property. This is where we took the last right. The Whispering Pine Ranch sign is right back there, and there's that house, and we took a right to go into this property. So now we're going to go on the western boundary along the valley on the bottom. I'm going to drive past it and then come back, because then I'll be able to film it out my driver's side window as I'm driving. That's a pretty valley. There's water wells in this valley. That's why you drill a water well on this side and then run a line up the hill. And then okay, the ridge that we stood on down here in the bottom, this would be the northwestern corner down here in the bottom, this sharp turn right here, this rock formation, and the rocks going up there, that's the ridge we stood on at the very top. And so everything on the left is going to be the property. So you got power down here. And drilling a water well, I'd put it somewhere either here in this little open area or clear out some trees. And then this is what it looks like over here. There's a couple of gentle ways to go up through here if you did want to make a road, but there are big sandstone formations in there for a bulldozer to be going through even. I don't know how well this is showing up. Those rock formations up in there are pretty. A lot of fun playing on. You can put a water well right down here. That'd be almost across from the water well across the road. Okay, once you get this power pole, and you can see on the aerial map, this would be the southwestern corner down here in the bottom, right in here. Because you can see on the aerial map that I've got, you see these two roads on the southwestern corner. That's where the southwestern corner is at, right back there.